Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly. This is your ticker. Welcome into another week, Huskers fans. Hopefully, if you're in Nebraska, you're staying cool. We have a jam-packed show today as we kick off the week with quite a bit of summer Huskers news. First and foremost, Nebraska softball pitcher and captain Courtney Wallace announced she will return for one more season in 2023. We'll hear from Courtney in hour 2 tonight. NU women's tennis announced they've added Minnesota transfer Anfisa Denilchenko to their 2022-2023 roster. She joins Nebraska coming off a season in which she finished with a singles record of 20-7 and a doubles record of 17-8. Nebraska men's tennis also made news today as they hired Peter Kobelt as a new assistant coach. Kobelt joins Nebraska following 3 years as a volunteer coach at Kentucky. And congratulations to Lexi Rodriguez and incoming middle blocker Becca Alec, who both won gold medals at the Pan American Cup this weekend, as each was a member of Team USA's U21 team there that won gold. Elsewhere in college sports, Super Regionals continue today in college baseball as everyone's trying to make it to Omaha for the College World Series. After trailing early, Stanford has a commanding 9-4 lead. That one's in the top of the 7th. Winner moves on to Omaha. And another winner moves on game tonight. Starts at 6:30. That's Oregon State taking on Auburn. Over to pro sports and Major League Baseball. No matinee games today, so a bunch of games just about set to get underway. Braves and Nationals just had their first pitch, no score in that one. And then just about to get started are the Marlins and Phillies, as are the Orioles and the Blue Jays. At 6:10, the White Sox will meet the Tigers. At 6:45, the Pirates play the Cardinals. At 7:05, it's the Astros and the Rangers. At 7:05, it's the Padres and the Cubs. At 8:40, the Reds will travel to Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks. At 8:45, the Royals battle the Giants. And at 9:10, the Twins are out west to take on the Mariners. Game 5 of the NBA Finals tips off at 8 p.m. Central tonight out in the Bay with the Celtics and Warriors tied at 2 games per side. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back, play action, taking a shot, throwing pass, caught by Manning at the 10, eludes a Boilermaker to the 5, one more, Manning dives, touchdown, Nebraska! Yes! In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out in the flat. 2 each way, back to throws. Walensky now being rushed, gets hit, goes down. Another sack, balls out, and they still lose at the 10, and picked up by Northwestern at the 11-yard line. Garrett Nelson, another sack for the Huskers, clear back inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark the football to the 18. 3rd and goal at the 1. Shotgun look. Yant to the right of Smothers. Snap back. They give it off to Yant. Dives. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Yes!
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back for another week of Sports Nightly. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Monday night with us. We'll try to keep you entertained over the next couple of hours. Try to keep you cool as well. It is hot outside. Let's see, my little weather app says 102.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, it went just real quick. I feel like it was a little chilly, a little rainy, then all of a sudden, boy, boom, it is here.
Humidity, too.
Yes.
It's sticky out there today.
That's what everyone keeps asking me, like, oh, it's hot like this in Oklahoma. It's dry heat in Oklahoma for the most part.
More than this.
Because when I first got here a year ago, I was like, whew.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard to breathe.
It takes your breath. Yeah, it does. Can you imagine having to walk around wearing masks?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did, yeah. I did make it out to the course, but had a good weekend, got a lot of stuff done at home, and watched a lot of sports, baseball, and all the super regional action.
No truth to the rumor that you all went to the New Kids on the Block concert
I did not make it to the New Kids on the Block.
Tim and Andrew are wearing their matching T-shirts. Kind of cute that they were there.
I mean, that is right up their alley, going to New Kids on the Block. It's more of an NSYNC, boy band fan than New Kids on the Block.
You're one or the other. Very few people are both.
I mean, you have your choice. You have Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC. I am Team NSYNC, so I wouldn't betray them and go to the New Kids on the Block. I
know Andrew also attended an art fair. He had a good weekend, so glad to have everybody back safe and sound here today. You mentioned the Super Regionals. How about the road teams? There are 6 teams that have already qualified for Omaha. 5 of them one on the road. How about that? What home field advantage?
And normally this is the sport where it is big time.
70%.
Yeah,
in the past.
and not this year. There's a lot of wild things that went on in college baseball and softball this year leading up to the World Series.
Now, Stanford is, as Tim told you, they're in control. They're just a few outs away from getting in fact, they just finished off the top of the seventh. They have a 5-run lead. So they're a home team that looks like they'll make Omaha about a half hour for Oregon State and Auburn. But Oklahoma won on the road. Texas won on the road. Arkansas won on the road. Ole Miss won on the road. Ole Miss was the last team in. And here they are coming over.
Wow.
How about
and I
that?
feel like, too, a lot of it for, Oklahoma and Arkansas is they won tough regionals, which set them up for, a battle in super regionals. And both those teams kind of got hot and got a lot of momentum in their regional that I think carried over into super regional.
I think you're right. Oklahoma's hot.
Yeah.
They played really well at the Big 12 tournament down in Arlington a couple of weeks ago. That's a hot team. It's been a few years since they've been there. It'll be nice having the Sooners in Omaha. All that gets going on Friday. We're going to talk to Kyle Peterson later on in the week from ESPN to kind of preview the entire field, which still is minus 2 teams. We'll have that finished out later tonight. You brought up the regional round. I saw this, Jessica, on an Arkansas website over the weekend. According to ESPN, last Monday when they beat Oklahoma State in that regional final, it was the third highest viewership for a regional game in the last 16 years. The Razorbacks have played in all 3 of the top-rated regional games.
Wow.
The other 2 against the Huskers last year. So 1 and 2 is when they beat Nebraska on that Monday night, had over 750,000 viewers on ESPN2. The night before, the Huskers won that one. It was over 700,000 fans. That's 1 and 2. Number 3 now is Arkansas, Oklahoma State from last Monday. So I sent that off to Will Bolt. I said, that's pretty cool. You guys have played in the most watched regional final in the last 16 years.
Well, and I think it's the drama leading up to it. It's the storylines, and ESPN looks at that. And
Arkansas was number 1.
Yes,
a year
and
ago.
the history between Coach Bolt and I think yes, they seed your top 16, and they've done this with softball in the past too, where they might send a team somewhere where it provides for good storylines and drama and build up so that people will tune in to watch. And so I guess that's the beauty of not seeding 1 through 64 and sending teams to certain places where you can build up that drama a little bit and get those storylines that people want to pay attention to. But then also you look what happened with that Stillwater Regional. I mean, of course, people weren't going to miss that last game. That was wild.
But, it shows you also the power of the N, and I think it speaks well of Nebraska. With that national name, people tune in to watch Husker sports, whether it's just right around here or so that.
Well, I think Nebraska baseball, Nebraska overall, that brand, and then Arkansas baseball, both that kind of.
The combination.
It's like the perfect pairing to provide for those viewerships.
So I don't know if I made Will Bolt happy by sending that or not, but I sent it to him when I found that this weekend.
I would think so. I mean, exposure, right?
Sure. And good exposure. That's something you can go say, hey, people care about our program. People have an intense interest. But it's been fun. Some really good regional play. The number 1 team, again, out, not since in the last 20 years, as the number 1 seeded team, won the College World Series. Tennessee is out. You were a big fan of Notre Dame's uniforms.
I was about to say the number 1 worst uniforms made it to the World Series.
You're not holding back.
That, I think, was literally the worst baseball uniform I've ever seen. I turned it on and thought, LSU isn't playing. It was purple, but then also those yellow designs looked like tiger stuff to me. And then the helmets, it was awful. All of it was
I think it's
bad.
a dark blue.
It looked purple on my TV.
It did, yeah.
Even standing next to the people that were in Navy, it looked off. It wasn't like a navy or a dark. It was terrible. The design on the sleeve was bad. I hated it all.
I think they had their greens on Saturday. One of the games they wore the greens, but Sunday they had the purple.
What color is your first color that you think of Notre Dame? Is it green? Is it blue? Is it gold? I mean,
to me, it's not green. I know that they wear that on St. Patty's Day and the March Madness. To me, it's the dark blue that they wear at home and the gold helmets that they work for football.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to be great having them in Omaha. They haven't been there in 20 years, so it'd be kind of cool to have Notre Dame there and Tennessee out. Again, that's a curse, being the number 1 seed. It's terrible.
yeah, and I saw a lot of Twitter saying it's the baseball gods are undefeated, that, Tennessee, how they've been acting, caught up to them. So I know there were a lot of people that were united
Didn't
over.
break my heart.
Yeah. I mean, seeing Tennessee get bounced after some of their shenanigans that they've pulled over the past season. They definitely were not going to be the favorite in Omaha.
No, they would not be. It's going to be interesting how Arkansas is treated, because Nebraska fans weren't happy with how the Huskers got treated in Fayetteville last year. Did they hold that grudge? I'll be anxious to see, because they pulled for Arkansas because of Dave Van Horn and his history here, but I don't know if they will root for him or not.
I bet they do. I mean, because, I don't know, because it still was a respect thing, I think, when the two teams left, because it was a hard-fought battle, and, I think even Arkansas was appreciative of the show that they saw between the two teams last year, but I don't know. I think Nebraska fans will probably lean towards, I'll tell you, the team that people will not be cheering for is Texas.
They will not.
So
I wanted ECU. That was my team, and doggone it, they were right there. They blew the game on Saturday and then got shellacked yesterday.
And I don't think Texas A&M will be a favorite either.
Don't think so. No, I don't.
So
Arkansas will play the winner of this game going on right now, so it looks like they'll play Stanford in the games starting on this weekend. Friday is session 1, session 2 on Saturday. The winner of this game will play Arkansas one of the games on Saturday. And again, we'll talk more with Kyle Peterson coming up later on in the week. Courtney Wallace, want your thoughts there? That's big news, right? Getting her back for another year?
really big news. Thought that she would, just, waiting on the official announcement, but she really took a big step last year. And, for someone that's been around the program for a long time, I think there was a lot of areas that she contributed. She was the best defensive pitcher in the nation, and in the Big Ten and in the nation, and you're going to hear from her later about her offense. Even she was able to provide a spark, especially at the end of the season. Was able to find get on a streak at the end of the season offensively, and so just all the different elements that she's at, plus a team captain. With Olivia Farrell, Olivia is going to be a GA, but we've seen it time and time again, when you lose a lot of leadership, a lot of times that really is detrimental to a team. So to have Courtney come back as one of your leaders, I think, is also big, because the other two are gone. But yeah, I think in so many ways she's going to add a lot, and then hopefully they'll add a pitcher in the portal to complement Courtney, and they'll have another 1-2 punch in pitching. But I just think all the different things that Courtney brings back will be absolutely big for this program.
That was huge news. Came out earlier today. We're going to hear from Courtney coming up in hour number 2, get some thoughts about her year and her decision to come back and play one more year for the Huskers. So great news for Rhonda Revelle earlier today. We are 75 days away from kickoff. 75. How about that?
Wow. That is wild.
Sneak
to
up
me.
on us. Going to sneak up on us.
Well, and especially, too, because you think, okay, we're already almost at the end of June, and fall camp starts at the end of July. So we are almost 75 days away from kickoff, but we're about 30 days
From
camp, from getting this thing rolling. Because to me, the start of the season is camp.
Right. When they start practicing and we're doing practice reports and we're talking to guys after workouts, seeing Mark Whipple in his socks, no shoes, it's a go.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, okay, yes, first game is 75, but we're approaching the 30-day mark from really the start of this thing.
Huskers had a lot of visitors over the weekend, had a good weekend. That's all I can say about that, but they had a good weekend. So the next Friday night lights, where the public is allowed to come in, is this Friday. Going to be warm, but love to have a nice turnout to come out and watch some of the campers go through some drills and being coached by the Husker staff out at Memorial Stadium. So that's the last open camp night is coming up in just 4 days at Memorial Stadium. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, you're going to talk to a guy who doesn't talk. Caleb Tannner, who just does not like to talk to the media. We're going to talk to him tonight, though.
Yeah, he did one interview last fall, and it was a post-game interview with us on the radio, so it wasn't on camera. He, was telling Seamus no all the time, but I know Seamus has been putting in some work, and he's already done a podcast interview with Chancellor Brewington on his podcast, and he talked to me the other day. So he said he knows he's one of the leaders now, and he's got to be more open to doing those. So he said, with the wins come interviews. So, he's saying he's expecting to win a lot more, so he'll be talking a lot more.
Great. Looking forward to hearing what he has to say here in just a few minutes. Time for us to remind you that you still have the ability to customize a Husker football 3-game mini plan. It's on sale now for $180. It'll get you into 3 games, one in the month of September, one in the month of October, one in the month of November. The 2 games you can choose from in September, North Dakota, Georgia Southern. The 2 games you get to pick from in October, Indiana, Illinois. And then in November, Minnesota or Wisconsin. You pick a game in each month. The seats are located in the north and south end zones. If you have an interest in doing that and putting together your own plan, you can visit huskers.com/tickets. You can go just customize your own 3 that might work your budget, number 1, and your schedule. Number 2, maybe you work weekends, but you get 1 weekend off a month. Maybe you can put it together so that you can make this work for you. But $180 will get you into 3 Husker football games this fall. It's been a really good reaction to this 3-game plan for Husker football coming up in just a couple of months now, is where we're inching in on that. Also, later on in the program, we're going to hear from Amy Williams. June is the 50th anniversary of Title IX being passed as legislation in this country way back in 1972. You started a series of reports, and Amy Williams is part of that.
Yeah, June 23rd, so a week from today, is the big day, and we have a lot of really neat things that we've been working on. There's been a committee that have been putting together all kinds of things that are going to be going on throughout this next year as we celebrate. It's a year-long celebration, and a lot of across all of women's sports, a lot of collegiate programs are doing this, and so we'll have more information to come as we go, but big launch coming up June 23rd, but wanted to go ahead and get the series rolling this week, so it is up and out. Amy Williams, full-on conversation up on our podcast platform, so we're going to bring you a portion of that coming up in hour number 2.
Good. Looking forward to that. So big show headed your way here tonight. We'd like for you to be a part of it as well. The phone lines, text lines, open and available for you at 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back to hear from Caleb Tannner, the quiet man on this Husker football team. That's coming up next.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline, and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday join us for another encore presentation of Sports Nightly, featuring our favorite content from the past season of Nebraska athletics. We have a first hour chock full of Huskers hoops, as we'll hear from women's head coach Amy Williams, men's head coach Fred Hoiberg, and Huskers Hall of Famer Mortice Ivy. In our second hour, Nicklin Hames joins us to talk about her return to Nebraska and her new role for the 2022 season. Lindsey Krause will wrap up the show as she heads into her sophomore year. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Fuel your curiosities and inspire your lifeblood with the first ever Mazda CX-50. Available now at both Woodhouse Mazda locations. The remarkably intuitive standard all-wheel drive Mazda CX-50 is responsive, making the driver's connection to the road natural across a wide variety of driving scenarios. An interior where form and function meet, making the cabin luxurious and durable. See the first ever CX-50 online at WoodhouseMazda.com or in the showroom in Bellevue or at Woodhouse Place off 144th and Giles Road.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday join us for another encore presentation of Sports Nightly, featuring our favorite content from the past season of Nebraska athletics. We have a first hour chock full of Huskers hoops, as we'll hear from women's head coach Amy Williams, men's head coach Fred Hoiberg, and Huskers Hall of Famer Mortice Ivy. In our second hour, Nicklin Hames joins us to talk about her return to Nebraska and her new role for the 2022 season. Lindsey Krause will wrap up the show as she heads into her sophomore year. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
The Huskers provide the best on the field, and so does Kubota. The new Kubota L60 Limited Edition Series provides the best package for affordability, quality, and comfort, like the deluxe Grand L factory-installed cab or spacious open operator station. Maximize performance with Kubota's best-in-class HST Plus transmission and many other features of the L60 LE Series. Experience the Kubota difference. Visit nebraska-kubota-dealers.com or see Kubota Omaha in Omaha or Osceola Implement and Supply in Osceola.
There's nothing better than the smoky aroma of grilled beef at the ballpark. This is Anne Marie with the Nebraska Beef Council reminding you to pick up a package of steaks or burgers for your next tailgate party. Whether you're setting up in the parking lot or cheering from home, nutritious beef is a home run choice when cheering on the Huskers. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for delicious beef recipes, grilling tips, and tailgate inspirations. Beef, it's what's for dinner in Nebraska.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network broadcast center is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night, a hot time in the old city. Temperatures got in the triple digits here in Lincoln today. Hope wherever you are, you're taking precautions. I feel so bad this time of year for people that have to work outside.
Yeah.
To do those type of things. Man, you just have to constantly be pounding. These guys working on the big Go Big project.
Yeah, and they're starting to, I guess, get some covering, though, where maybe you'll be in a little bit of shade if you're working on the lower levels.
Still, whew.
Yes.
Hot.
Hot
out there. Well, you had a chance to catch up with Caleb Tannner, a guy who does not particularly like talking to the press, but he's not bad at it. He just doesn't like to do it.
Yeah, he got a huge personality. He's really fun, and I think he's realized now that he's a name that has come up a lot with some of these younger defensive linemen, guys on the defense that have mentioned him by name, being one of those leaders for the defense, kind of being more vocal, stepping into more of that leadership role. So I think he realized it probably comes with the territory of being more of a leader for a football team, is having to speak up and do some of those interviews and be the face and the voice for the media. So I think he's excited about all kinds of new roles to maybe take another step forward in his game, to be a bigger leader for this team. But yeah, when I asked him, he didn't tell me no this time. How does it feel to have the pads on, to be taking photos, to be doing the intro video? Kind of means the season's kind of getting close, right?
Yeah, it's kind of tempting, you know. I really want to hit the field right now, but it's cool. I mean, putting on the jerseys is like a little step, a little warm-up, you know, before the game, so it's cool.
You a big photo shoot guy?
No, I'm not a big photo shoot guy. I mean, I'm a, like, not a photo shoot because, like, we're not doing nothing, but, like, if we in the game and I get some pictures taken of me, that's when I like it because I'm in action.
Well, how do you feel going into the summer? You've now been around. You're one of the leaders of this defense. How do you feel this summer compared to summers of the past?
We just working hard, you know. Team clicking, we linked up. I mean, it's different. I feel it. I mean, I'm just ready for the season, to be honest. It's just that type of time. I'm ready for fall camp to see what everybody's going to do, even the newcomers, stuff like that. So we just anticipating it at this point.
Well, what about you personally as a player going into this year? How do you feel different?
What do I feel different as a player? I feel like my role on the team has changed, like, to more of a leadership level. So now I have more of a say-so and more of a like people really not look up to me, but they really like, okay, what is Caleb doing? Or, you know what I mean? So I got to set a good example for the young dudes coming in.
And how important is that, being that so many leaders, captains did graduate, go to the NFL, that this defense in particular does need some guys to step up and be a leader?
Most definitely. It feels good being that because I always was, you know, in high school, senior year in high school, I had the same role, so it's like, that's what it feels like. I told somebody the other day that it feels like my senior year in high school, how I had to step up and really not carry the team, but I had to put the team on my back and, you know, set a good example for the young dude. Because I know there's always somebody watching. So
there's a lot of the young guys that have talked about how you have been a good example for them and teaching them and helping them along. What are some of the things that you are trying to show them to be successful at this level?
Just life, you know, on and off the field. And when we on the field, you know, really just running to the ball, you know, playing aggressive defense. That's all you need. That's all you need to be successful in college football. Just play aggressive defense, run to the ball. And when everybody had that dog mentality, then sky's the limit for Nebraska.
You guys, the Black Shirts, had some lockdown moments last year, and the culture seemed to be right. What are you going to try to take away as a leader from that to try to not necessarily be the exact same, but implement that carried over that worked well last year into this season?
Just like I said, you know, set an example. Set an example as in running to the ball. If I'm running to the ball every day in practice, and my teammates seeing that every day in practice, I promise you, it's going to make them run to the ball in practice. It's going to make them play aggressive on defense. You know, it's just going to be aggressive defense. That's what I'm bringing to the table, and that's what I hope everybody else is going to come bring to the table soon.
You made some explosive, jaw-dropping plays last year. Where does that come from, that explosiveness?
It's probably in the legs, you know. I really don't know, but
what sets you apart as a guy that can get to the quarterback? How have you been able to be good at that?
Speed. You know, speed kills. So I just try anything that I'm trying to do. I focus on my speed a lot. You know, speed is my main. That's me. Speed. You can have the strong speed. If we talking about speed, then we good.
What kind of goals do you have for yourself going into the season?
Goals going into the season. You know, win championship. That's it. We're going to set ourselves for the highest goal. That's the highest goal we can get. We win championship. That's it. I don't really have any personal. I mean, I got personal goals, but I'm going to keep that to myself. Really, I got team goals. I want to win championship with my team. Really go to a bowl game. You know, I haven't been to a bowl game since I've been here, so that'll be great.
And in order to do that, what needs to happen here in the summer?
Hard work and determination. That's what's been going on right now. That's what we're doing right now. Summer workout's been hard work, nothing but work, and Lincoln. Coming together closer as a team. That's what the summer about.
Do you have any goals to put weight on, maintain? You have anything like that?
Nope. I'm
just hitting the weight room hard?
I'm out here. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to Ireland right now. So.
Well, appreciate your time. You're going to be doing more interviews. You're promising the people that you're going to be doing more interviews this year?
We're going to win, and when we win, I will do an interview.
All right.
So y'all stay tuned, and thank you. Big things coming, most definitely.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
Appreciate it, Caleb.
Most definitely.
Greg, he's ready to go to Ireland right now.
You know, that's a theme, though. I think I'm a little surprised how excited the players seem to be about this trip. I thought they'd kind of look at it more of a nuisance. They are, to a person, excited about this.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, it's a big game out of the gate and an opportunity to play in a different environment. And yeah, I mean, I think it's been something that's been in the works for so long, and here it's finally going to happen. And plus, hey, kick off a season with a big opponent. And I think just this team, there's so much excitement and build up, and they are just ready to go.
He has always looked like $1 million.
Yes.
And he hasn't quite played up to that level, but I think he's close. And you add in O'Shawn, who you talked to a few weeks ago, Garrett Nelson, whose motor doesn't ever stop, and young guys like Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnarsson. I don't know how you're not psyched about that group.
Well, and O'Shawn even came in and mentioned Caleb Tannner and Garrett Nelson by name, that he's seen them on film, what they can do, and, you know, the more guys that you can have that can cause some havoc in the backfield, the better. And so, you keep adding that depth in there, and you can run guys out and guys that bring different skill sets to the table. And, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a really hungry group. And, it's hard not to be excited about some of the things, the potential. And I think Caleb Tannner had some flashes last year, and he can now, if he can just put it all together. But I was telling you during the break that when I went on an Oklahoma podcast last fall before Nebraska played in Norman, the two guys that I talked to, Teddy Lehman, who's a Butkus winner, he said immediately, he was like, well, when I'm watching film, the guy that jumps out to me immediately is number 2. And the way, he had a great game, had some big-time flashes against Illinois. And so I think he's definitely a guy that on film can jump out to some guys. He just needs to put some things together. And hopefully, last year, coupled with stepping into a bigger role and a little bit of a taste of what he got last year, hopefully that this will be a year that he takes off.
If you have more than one guy that they have to worry about, because if you have one really good pass rusher, you can keep an extra back end or a tight end over the top of a guard or a tackle to chip somebody. But if you have multiple guys on both sides, then all of a sudden the offensive line doesn't know which guy to really go after. If O'Shawn draws a double team, guys like Caleb could have a huge year.
Absolutely. It only bodes well for all of them if they can all, play well and make some big plays. Then you won't have. And I think O'Shawn, he's such a cerebral player. I think he realizes that if teams are going to try to double team him, he's got other guys that are going to hopefully force that not to happen as much.
And when you get tired, tap out, because the guy behind you is pretty darn good too. That's why young bucks like Jamari and Blaze, I think, give that whoever's going to be running that spot. I think it's still Mike Dawson. He can go, you go. I'm getting so excited. I'm throwing pins around here. Let's go. You can just rotate guys through. You're a little tired. We're going to go with a different body in here now.
Yes, I think that is huge to be able to run guys out. And again, different. O'Shawn doesn't play exactly like Caleb Tannner and like Garrett Nelson. And so different looks of different guys. And I mean, and how many times have we heard Jeremiah talk about it? The offensive linemen, they don't sub. And so when you keep getting fresh bodies running in there that are just absolute nightmares to block, I mean, bodes well for your defense.
I'm excited. I'm throwing pins around here. Let's go. 75 days from kickoff. How about that? Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. 402-413-2400. Do you share my excitement about the defensive front now with guys like O'Shawn coming into programs? Maybe you don't. Love to hear from you. Either way, call or text. We're back with more next.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Husker fans, get ready to be part of the excitement of the 2022-23 Nebraska women's basketball season by joining the season ticket waitlist today. The Huskers return all 5 starters from a team that won 24 games and advanced to the 2022 NCAA tournament. Make the first choice on the best seats to watch the Huskers in person at Pinnacle Bank Arena this year. Join the waitlist by July 31st at huskers.com/request list.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Hi, I'm Nebraska Pick 3.
I'm My Day.
I'm 2x2. We're 3 great lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery.
And this is our first radio spot ever.
But we've only got 30 seconds.
So we gotta talk fast.
With Nebraska Pick 3, you get to choose your own bet type.
With My Day, you choose a 6-digit date.
And 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize.
And we're all just $1 per play with drawings every day.
That was easy.
And we did great.
With 8 seconds to spare. We should be doing all the lottery's ads.
Sorry, that gig is already taken. Must be 19, please play responsibly.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday join us for another encore presentation of Sports Nightly, featuring our favorite content from the past season of Nebraska athletics. We have a first hour chock full of Huskers hoops, as we'll hear from women's head coach Amy Williams, men's head coach Fred Hoiberg, and Huskers Hall of Famer Mortice Ivy. In our second hour, Nicklin Hames joins us to talk about her return to Nebraska and her new role for the 2022 season. Lindsey Krause will wrap up the show as she heads into her sophomore year. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Back on our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it's sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Or if you want to fire off a text, our text line is always open and available for you as well. Game 5 tonight. Here we go. Golden State, Boston. This is a big one. The 2-2 series. This gives somebody a huge leg up on winning the title.
Yeah, and I really think I'm going to go with Golden State on this one tonight. And then I think Boston wins when they go back to Boston, and we'll see how I feel about Game 7. But I think for tonight, I'm going with the Warriors. Steph played out of his mind. Clay's got it going, and I think they're going to be too tough to beat at home.
I agree. I don't know how you pick against them. I think getting the split in Boston was big for them to win that Game 4. Now they have the momentum back. But Boston's scrappy. They'll get in there. They'll fight. They will not. I don't think they'll back down tonight. I think this could be a really good game tonight.
Yeah,
Hope so.
I told you this the other week, but man, JJ Redick has become quite the analyst for ESPN, and I was listening to him break it down today, and he said if Boston doesn't change up how they're defending how they're defending Steph. Sorry, how they defend Steph, then it's going to be tough for Boston to win the series. So, but that's a defensive team, and they've made adjustments. So we'll see what defensive adjustments they come out with tonight. But if they don't change how they guarded Steph the last time, it might be ugly.
He was making unbelievable shots, leaning shots, getting bumped, and still making threes. He's just phenomenal to watch shoot the basketball. I don't think there's been a better pure shooter in the history of the game than Steph Curry. I mean, I'm not trying to say he's better than Jordan. Jordan wasn't a great pure shooter, but did some of the other things. But just from a pure shooting standpoint, it's a clinic. JJ Redick went to, where did he go to school?
Duke. Oh, yeah. But
it's quiet back there.
I
Are they
know.
sleeping? What's going on?
He's not paying attention. Steph Curry has changed the game in so many ways. He's made it a better shooting game. You're right. Trae Young, his game is off of Steph. And now while Trae Young is a better passer, I covered Trae at Oklahoma, and he watched Steph, and he was a little guy, was always a little guy, but saw that quick release. If you could be a shooter that can get the ball off quick, it doesn't matter your size. And so he became one of those pure shooters. And there's a lot of players, a lot of women's players too, that have been inspired by the way Steph shoots the ball. And I think he's, I wish he played a little bit better defense, but as far as just pure shooting of the game and the offensive part of the game, he's definitely changed it for the better, because there were a lot of young basketball players that have watched them and tried to mold their games after him and be a shooter like him. And the only way you shoot the ball like that is to get in the gym and shoot. So, I like it. I appreciate what Steph has done for the game. And, yeah, he's a nightmare. I would not want to be someone that got the duty of matching up with him.
It's aesthetically pleasing to watch shooting. The NBA for a long period went through a phase where it was all isolation, guy dribble, try to back somebody down, power his way to the basket. And it was just pure power basketball. And not that I hate that. I don't hate it, but this is better. This is better.
I mean, I like it better. I have a tremendous appreciation for shooters, because there's a lot of things that are God-given, that are natural. Your ability to run fast, to jump high, your height, all of that kind of things. But you are not born a good shooter. You have to put in the work to become a good shooter. So to me, I appreciate when I watch anybody that plays the game of basketball that shoots it at a high level, because I know that they put in a ton of work to get to that point. And there are a lot of people that can play the game that aren't maybe necessarily as athletic, that find themselves on the floor because of the work that they've put in to become a good shooter. And that wasn't always the case. It wasn't where teams weren't always looking for an elite shooter, because like you said, it was all based on the inside, and then you have the good post player. But the way that good shooters have opened up the game and allowed a lot of different players to get to the NBA, to be involved at this game. I would be interested to see what the average height is of an NBA NBA player from, say, 20, 30 years ago to now? Because I think it probably has come down a little bit.
It probably has, because the big aircraft carrier in the middle, they don't use them, and they're not very many of them defined. Very few people have a huge dominant inside set. These two teams don't have really a dominant inside presence. Yeah. Draymond Green's a power forward. Boston's got a couple guys that are a bit longer than that. The Husker women, and we're going to have Amy Williams on next hour, they were a team that shot the ball so well from the perimeter for a good chunk of the season. That's what I think really made them fun to watch, was their ability to shoot the basketball.
Well, and they had a lot of players that could shoot it, so
Correct.
It was a nightmare when Izzy Bourne can step out and shoot the three. A lot of, post players aren't used to guarding, can't guard, don't like to guard, don't like to get out on the three-point line. So if you got a player like Izzy Bourne that can step out and knock down a three, Alexis Markowski the same way, it just makes for a really tough defensive assignment for teams when you have to guard all 5 players behind the arc. And I think players like Allison Widener, there's no doubt in my mind she will have spent so much time in the gym to improve her range from the outside as well. So I think you're going to see an even better shooting team coming up this year.
402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Also time to tell you that Nebraska 811 says go dig red before you dig always. Call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Back with our final segment of Hour 1 next.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Okay, let's get a photo of the bride and groom standing next to that giant mud puddle. Good. Now smile.
Oh, honey, don't look now, but you're covered in mud.
Oh, so is your white tux.
You know what this means, don't you?
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery is back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is the happiest day of my life. Don't you think we should head to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer?
I do.
Trucks and Bucks is back, and you could win one of 8 new trucks. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jeb Brandt in Hastings, DJ Robertson in Aurora, or Callie Schilke in Imperial.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
402-413-2400. A few minutes left here in hour number 1 of Sports Nightly. You want to join us? Those numbers are 402-413-2400. Let's go to the phones. Pete in West Point joined us. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I guess I'm not a basketball expert by any means, but it seems to me for Golden State, the key player on their team is Wiggins. If he can defend really well and get a lot of rebounds and give them some points, they seem to be next to unbeatable. So I think Wiggins, how well he plays tonight on defense and rebounding, will be a big key.
I think you're on to it. Hey, Pete, before you go, we just had Caleb Tannner on earlier in the hour. I know you follow Husker football pretty closely. With him, O'Shawn Mathis, a transfer from TCU, your thoughts about that outside linebacker or maybe some pass rushers? You like those guys?
Yeah, I do. I think Tanner needs to be a little more consistent. Maybe this will be his year, but a lot of talent sitting there, yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate the call. I think he's right on Wiggins. Wiggins has had some big games in the finals, and I think when he plays well, it makes Golden State really hard to beat.
Yeah, and especially the job he did defensively against Jason Tatum last game, making Jason Tatum was not very efficient, and he's been such a good player and big difference maker. So him slowing him down, yeah, I think all the way around, everything that he's kind of added to Golden State, in addition to those guards that are so tough to match up with when you add in that fourth element. Because Draymond's not really going to be a guy that's going to score a bunch. He's the enforcer, the rebounder, the passer, the screener. But when you throw in Wiggins matching up defensively on Tatum and then the other things that he brings to the table, yeah, it's definitely change the tune of some things.
Wiggins was a one and done at Kansas, and I remember they got beat, I think it was in the second round. They didn't make the Sweet 16, and he didn't play particularly well in the 2 games that they played in the NCAA tournament. And I remember the media saw like his mom or something afterwards and goes, well, I hope he enjoyed his year in Lawrence. And she said, we're just so thankful he didn't get hurt. That was our biggest worry. That's all we wanted, for him to not get hurt. Like, okay, well, enjoy pro basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of those players that it was the potential that you could see in him. He by no means came out of Kansas as the most dominant number 1 pick.
I mean, he was a lottery pick, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was a project, I think, and I think you're probably just now kind of really seeing the potential. But I was reading an article on him about Steph Curry told him that, hey, please get a technical foul, and he hasn't got a technical foul, but just wanting to see a little bit more aggressiveness in him. I remember that at Kansas, that he was so
passive,
like a little just held back and a little bit just soft, I guess, maybe, but maybe that's been the difference for him is being a part of this team and kind of seeing that. Hopefully he'll take off after this. I don't know.
That attitude drives me nuts because for a lot of players, college basketball is kind of a nuisance. It's just get me through it. And that's what I appreciated about Bryce. I never got that feeling from Bryce that it didn't mean something to him. You could tell how much he wanted to win, how much he wanted to be a good teammate, how much he wanted to play hard night in and night out. Guys like Wiggins, I didn't feel that when he played at Kansas.
Yeah, it's almost, some of those players that grow so fast and are that haven't grown into their size and their potential, and then they're a little bit timid because they don't have a lot of confidence. Maybe all plays into it, but yeah, I agree with you on Bryce. You never doubted.
No.
While there might have been some times that he was inconsistent or maybe took a bad shot, he always brought his A game. He always was trying hard, you felt like.
I think he had issues with how physical the game was, but, and I think even Coach Hoiberg talked about this a few weeks ago when we had him on, he adapted to that, and he started to dish it as much as he was taking it late in the year. He would push back. He would shove back. He'd lean into a guy. He learned.
He got in the weight room, too, and put on a lot of strength just in this season. That's why I am so excited about what he could do potentially, because we saw a big jump for him just in that 1 year playing Big Ten basketball. So, yeah, I mean, he was not afraid to go in there, and he was a strong finisher. Even though he got pushed around a little bit, there were a lot of times he made some really impressive and ones.
We're not far from the draft. We're just a week or so away from the NBA draft, right? That's coming up here pretty quick. Looking forward to following that here It's June 23rd. Here we go. We're 10 days out from the draft. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. 1 hour in the books. Another hour to go. We'll hear from Amy Williams and Courtney Wallace in hour number 2. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sap Brothers. For 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Shop Woodhouse Buick GMC first for all your vehicle needs. With 2 ways to shop, we make car buying easy. Purchase your new or certified pre-owned vehicle all from the comfort of your own home with available pickup and delivery options. Plus, chat with a sales team member, reserve your vehicle, and complete a credit application online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Or visit our climate-controlled showroom for comfortable shopping year-round. Streamlining your car buying experience. This is Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to the 7th inning stretch, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. Call or visit SOSHVAC.com today.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhelpt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Welcome into another week, Huskers fans, and another hour of Sports Nightly. If you're in Nebraska, we hope you're staying cool. Today is we're well over 100s all day today, and we're hoping you cool off with us here in hour 2. We have a jam-packed slate in the second hour as we kick off a week full of Huskers news. Nebraska softball pitcher and captain Courtney Wallace announced that she will return for one more season in 2023. We'll hear from Courtney later in this hour. And women's tennis announced today that they've added Minnesota transfer Anfisa Danilchenko to their 2022-2023 roster. She joins Nebraska coming off a season in which she finished with a singles record of 20-7 and a doubles record of 17-8. Nebraska men's tennis also made some news today as they hired Peter Kobelt as a new assistant coach. Kobelt joins Nebraska following 3 years as a volunteer assistant at Kentucky. And congratulations to Lexi Rodriguez and incoming middle blocker Becca Alec, who both won gold medals at the Pan American Cup this weekend, as each was a member of Team USA's U21 team. Elsewhere in college sports, Super Regionals continue in college baseball today. One final just a few minutes ago. After trailing early, Stanford took down their opponent today, 10-5. That was UConn. As UConn just could not stave off the Cardinal, as Stanford will move on to Omaha. And then in current action, Auburn and Oregon State are scoreless. That game in the top of the second. Over to pro sports and the major leagues in baseball tonight. One delay currently. That's the Braves at the Nationals. One game in action in the bottom of the third. It's the Phillies leading the Marlins 1-0. And then in the also in the third inning, it's 1-0 Blue Jays leading the Orioles. Tigers are on top of the White Sox 3-2 at the end of 3. At the end of the first, no score between the Pirates and the Cardinals. Padres and Cubs also delayed as weather continues to spread across the country. And just underway, it's the Astros and Rangers in the Battle of Texas there. That first pitch just seconds away. And then the Reds and Diamondbacks will meet later tonight at 8:40. At 8:45, the Royals take on the Giants. And at 9:10, the Twins battle the Mariners. Game 5 of the NBA Finals tips off at 8 p.m. tonight out in the Bay with the Celtics and Warriors tied at 2 games per side, as Steph Curry and company look to get the one up after he put up 43 in Game 4. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhelpt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back, play action, taking a shot, throwing pass, caught by Manning at the 10, eludes a Boilermaker to the 5, one more Manning, dives, touchdown, Nebraska! Yes! In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out in the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out in the flat. 2 each way, back to throws. Walensky now being rushed, gets hit, goes down. Another sack, ball's out, and they still lose at the 10, and picked up by Northwestern at the 11-yard line. Garrett Nelson, another sack for the Huskers, clear back inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark the football to the 18. 3rd and goal at the 1. Shotgun look. Yant to the right of Smothers. Snap back. They give it off to Yant. Dive! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska! Yes!
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we're back, hour number 2, Sports Nightly here on a Monday night. Hot day, summer has arrived just in time for the CWS, which will get cranked on Friday. Remember, they adjusted the College World Series schedule this year. It has traditionally started on a Saturday, but it's going to start on a Friday. They just announced the game times for the games on Friday and Saturday for the first round, and it will get started with Oklahoma playing Texas A&M at 1 o'clock Friday at Charles Schwab Field. The night game will then be Notre Dame and Texas, and then on Saturday, Arkansas Stanford. The Tree just won the regional, beating UConn, so those two will play at 1 o'clock Saturday, and the night game will be Ole Miss against the winner of this last game between Auburn and Oregon State. Not a fan of the Tree, are you? Weird.
Yeah,
mascot.
I mean, it's just, kind of creepy looking, but definitely, he's not like my least favorite by any means. There's definitely worse. Like
really?
The Providence guy,
the Friar?
The Friar is terrible. Pistol Pete is awful. Like, I think he's the worst. He's so creepy looking. And with I don't like the mascots that have the heads with the bodies.
Fake.
The Wildcat, Willie Wildcat.
Yeah, you're not a fan of that either, huh?
I don't like when they just have a head on a human body. It creeps me out. So.
Purdue Pete is a little creepy too. That
Yes.
face mask.
Yeah,
thing is
he's a
just
creepy
kinda weird.
guy too.
You know, the head volleyball coach tweeted out today that somebody sent him some chaps.
Yeah, this horse thing is blowing up.
He's going to be on Yellowstone. He's going to be on that series before long.
I noticed that a lot of people are challenging him to wear them on a sideline for a game.
Oh, he can't do that.
He should at least wear them for the red and white scrimmage.
So if the Husker volleyball Twitter account has the pictures of the chaps that John Cook, some fan sent them to him in the mail. He got them out today. They've got Husker logos on them, and they're really good looking.
Yeah, they are. I mean, whoever made those, really impressive work. I think they underneath it put who made them, but they're really, really impressive.
There's an Adidas mark on it.
Yes, yeah. So, who is it? They put the name of the people that right underneath it. So, really, really impressive work. But I feel like if Coach won't wear them, we could probably get JB to wear them at some point.
Huge shout out to Travis from Broken Bow and friends in Burwell for this incredibly gifted. So there you go. There's the credit to who sent them to him. Cool.
Yeah, those are really nice.
A little birdie told me we might be getting a schedule soon for Husker volleyball.
Finally.
It's not like it's June or anything.
We keep getting asked about it, finally. I don't know why. I know that some programs released their non-conference and have been waiting on the conference. Nebraska's waiting to put it all out at once. I don't know if with the more matches being put on TV, if that played into it, trying to make sure getting teams equal coverage, but also
I
working
think
around.
it's more of a lot of times you'll double do a trip, and some people feel like some teams have a bigger advantage on who they play. For instance, when you play Nebraska, usually you're matched up with Iowa, and some people go, wait a minute, Iowa's not very good, so the team that knows they're playing Nebraska can spend all their prep time during the week getting ready for the Huskers, where Wisconsin and Minnesota are teamed up. People go, those are two murderous matches back to back. So I think they've tried to split some of that up.
Oh, okay. Well,
TV, I don't think, has even really gotten into picking their games yet for the Big Ten.
Wow.
A lot of TBAs, I'm told. So we'll look for that. I'm looking for that.
Yes,
Ready
that'll
for
be
that.
fun to talk about. Actually, get that schedule out, and then people can start figuring out their weekends and matching it up with the football schedule and all of that.
Crypto says John Cook needs to wear those on the sideline. So we'll pass that along to JC. So there you go. Big month for women's sports as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX. 50 years since 1972 when that earth-shattering legislation was passed. A lot of progress has been made, and you're going to be doing a series of reports not only this month but throughout the next 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year-long celebration. A lot of cool things coming out surrounding this. There's been a team that's working on a lot of events that we'll announce and keep you posted on as they become available. But yeah, so launching this series and going to be talking to women that helped pave the way, laid the foundation, but also women that are currently continuing to try to make change, because that's one thing. If you hear a lot of these women that are involved in sports is, yes, we've come a long way, but we're still not where we need to go yet. It's still a work in progress, but definitely wanted to shine a light on some of these instrumental women that have done a lot here at the University of Nebraska. And I started with women's basketball because you think about a year ago when all the things went haywire in the postseason and how, the disparity, this discrepancy between all the weight room and the goodie bags and all of that, and it just went viral. But it caused for a lot of positive change just within a year. And because of that year, when Nebraska made it back, they were able to benefit from that. So a year of change when it was just such a huge story, a lot of things that took place over the last year. So wanted to start with women's basketball. So we start this Title IX series with Amy Williams. When you think about Title IX, what kind of comes to your mind?
I immediately think of the women that have been the trailblazers in the sport of women's basketball for us, and just the gratitude that I have for all the people that have kind of paved the way to get us to the point where we are now, and just so grateful for the things, the growth that has been made, and the opportunities for the young women that I coach to be able to be realizing the dreams that they have for themselves, and knowing that that didn't happen by chance, and that there's a lot of people out there who put a lot of groundwork in to get us to this point today, and so having an appreciation for all of those that have really paved that way for us.
Yeah, you think about, oh, it's 50 years, that's a long time ago, but a lot of the changes are still happening and still need to be happening. I think about when I was growing up, when I was a young kid, Oklahoma was still playing 6-on-6 basketball in the early 90s. And so just even in the last, so many people have been affected by the changes that Title IX have brought in. And you as a player too, you think about just how much growth there's been just from when you were a player to how you are as a coach now. How much growth has there been just in that time?
Yeah, it's just incredible. I can't even hardly explain it. And when I try to sit down and talk to our players now about kind of the way that things even were when I played, they have a hard time really wrapping their mind around that, which I think is a good thing, because it shows that growth. But I think the more that our sport has just has gained popularity, has really had increased viewership on television, and just attendance has improved and increased and people are seeing that these women are special, and they are athletic, and they are fun to watch, and they the ideas that we can only play in the half court and stuff like that is kind of just is out the window, and it's really being celebrated just how special these athletes are and how much they're capable of. And so it's just really fun to watch that growth since when I played. I'm going to be very excited to see what that growth continues to look like as my daughters move into college basketball, and just kind of continuing to watch that growth is really exciting.
So take me back to when, the viral video comes out from Sedona about the weight rooms and how you felt as a women's basketball coach, just the discrepancies between the men's and women's basketball tournament coming off that COVID year.
Yeah, I think, the fact that we were not participating in that NCAA tournament, obviously we were getting ready for postseason play with the WNIT, but, we were not in that environment, in that bubble, and not experiencing it firsthand. But then to watch it kind of go viral, I think everybody that's touched by women's basketball was affected by that, and just, very disappointed for the athletes, knowing and understanding the parameters that everybody was up against, trying to plan for the bubble, a tournament in the bubble, and that brought its own unique challenges, but still understanding that priority needs to be placed to make sure that things are equitable in that manner. And so I think that it really was a positive thing because of the change that it brought about, and that it's continuing to bring about in our sport. And it's been really fun to watch the growth from that situation. And then 1 year later, when our kids were walking into the NCAA tournament and seeing, March Madness, everywhere, all over our locker room, and having that branding on the floors, and just the improvements that we saw from in 1 year's time, and just that I really feel like that they are committed to seeing continue to grow in the future is it's an unfortunate situation in San Antonio, but it absolutely has brought about positive change. So that it's hard to look at that as a bad thing.
The going back to just the Title IX, and I know being that you played here, and me being, this is my first year and diving into some of the trailblazers and the pioneers, there's so many women that have done just incredible things to help women and put them in a place of to have success in sport. Do you have a woman that in you growing up in sport that you really looked up to, that inspired you to want to do the things that you've done?
Oh gosh, there's been just so many women that have been kind of inspirations to me along the path. But for sure, one that kind of comes to mind immediately, one of my college coach, Angela Beck, who gave me the opportunity to be a part of this program at Nebraska, and just kind of watching her energy and enthusiasm, and just a strong female mentor and role model that was doing this, and really passionate coach, throwing a lot of emotion into it from a very early stage. I think obviously I had my mentors and role models in the basketball world and as athletes, but I think somebody that really inspired me to pursue the coaching profession, and I would immediately kind of point to her.
I think it was neat too to kind of see you be a mom and watch Kennedy and the pictures of when she was hugging you after the game and all of that. And then I know you celebrated your wedding anniversary recently. How important has that been for you to show that, hey, you can be a successful coach and you can be a go-getter and build a program, but then also still be a mom and have a family and be successful at that too?
Yeah, I think that's just always been really important to me. I think that I want the young women that I mentor to be able to see that aspect and side of me, and to know that that's really important. And I think that sometimes in our job and in our world, you can get really sucked into the competitive nature, and you can always just give a little more time to the job and a little more time to the job. But being able to really prioritize being a wife and being a mom I think is just a fantastic way to keep balance in my life, but also to show that and mentor that to the young women that come into our program. And that's something that I want them to know and believe, that I can have it all and I can do it all, and you're more than capable of that. And the young women just amaze me every day, what they're able to prioritize in their lives, but being able to continue to carry that time management and prioritizing the things that are really important, that continues into your career and your job at life. And so it's not just a part of being a great time manager as a student athlete, but also it'll serve you well in the future. And so I'm happy that I'm very blessed that I have amazing staff around me that help really pick the pieces up and help be able to complete everything that needs to happen, so that I can prioritize being there for my kids.
That's amazing. I just got a couple more for you. You saw once again, came out the numbers, Nebraska top 15 in attendance once again, and we saw those numbers grow and grow throughout the season. Just to have the support here for women's basketball, and I know we want to continue to see it grow and continue to fill up PBA, but to even just to have the support and the people that followed and jumped on that train last year, it has to be pretty special as a coach, because it's just not something that you can find everywhere across women's sports, is the support you get here at Nebraska.
It's really special. It's hard to put into words, and we've got those just long-standing fans that have been with us through highs and lows, that are just diehard, that are just amazing, that we are so appreciative of. And honestly, seeing tweets this year of people, I've never been to a women's basketball game, but after going to one, we're going to be season ticket holders now, because they just were hooked, with this group and how hard they work and how much joy they play with. And, I think that was pretty special to watch that growth. And we're going to just keep fighting for more people to bring your friends and check it out. And our goal is we want to sell out Pinnacle Bank Arena for women's basketball game. And we feel like that is very, very realistic with the product that we can put on the floor, but also with the fan base that we are blessed with here in the state of Nebraska. So that's what we're striving for.
Just a fun conversation to have with Coach Williams. That was a portion of it. You can hear the full conversation out now on our Huskers Radio Network podcast platforms.
And you're also going to do some stuff with Rhonda Revelle.
We've already taped that one. We'll drop that next week. It was a 45-minute conversation.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was fascinating. With her and Coach Lori Sipple, who since 1982, I believe, is the year. There's only been 2 years that either Coach Revelle or Coach Sipple weren't a part of the Nebraska softball program.
Isn't that amazing?
Incredible.
Crazy. That's crazy stuff. Good to hear from Coach Williams. Good to hear her perspective on that. So we'll be doing a series of reports over the next 12 months about this anniversary. June 23rd is the actual
Yes,
date,
so a week
right?
from today. Yep.
And Nebraska Public Media is going to have a big to-do at the Coliseum this Saturday night.
Yeah, it should be a really neat event. A lot of great women that are going to be a part of that, and we're going to have Erin Sorensen, who's helping put on that event on later on in the show. But yeah, it's open to the public. You can find all the information about that. But if you also have women that you want to hear from on this podcast series, you want me to reach out to try to get on, let us know. Tweet at us, tweet at me, tweet at our Huskers Radio Network account, give us an email, because I want to get as many women involved and all different sports and different ages and all of that. So if you have women that you want to hear from that have been involved with Nebraska athletics, I'd love to hear it.
I know Peaches James is a part of the panel for Saturday night. So is Jordan Larson, who hope John Cook's okay with that. She's now a Longhorn, works on that Longhorn stuff, but she's going to be a part of that discussion panel on Saturday night as well. Good stuff there with Coach Williams. Our Sports Nightly hotline open and available for you at 402-413-2400. If you want to fire off a text or fire a phone call, we'll certainly take your thoughts about the day's headlines. Our hotline is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back to hear from Courtney Wallace, who had a big announcement today. It put a lot of smiles on Husker fans' face. We'll hear from Courtney coming up next.
The 2022 Nissan Rogue Sport is street savvy, road trip ready, and always fun to drive. Equipped with standard features like rear automatic braking, blind spot warning, and high beam assist, so you can surround yourself with confidence on the road. Plus, explore the 3 Rogue Sport trims to find the one that's right for you and your lifestyle. Choose your experience and shop, finance, and purchase online at woodhouse.com or in store at Woodhouse Nissan in Bellevue or at Woodhouse Place.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday join us for another encore presentation of Sports Nightly, featuring our favorite content from the past season of Nebraska athletics. We have a first hour chock full of Huskers hoops, as we'll hear from women's head coach Amy Williams, men's head coach Fred Hoiberg, and Huskers Hall of Famer Mortice Ivy. In our second hour, Nicklin Hames joins us to talk about her return to Nebraska and her new role for the 2022 season. Lindsey Krause will wrap up the show as she heads into her sophomore year. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Huskers fans, it's time to plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Single game tickets are on sale now at huskers.com/Ireland. Start the 2022 season in the best way. Plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Buy your single game ticket today at huskers.com/Ireland.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected?
Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Manzer Equipment in Osmond, Nebraska, your full-time Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers since 1975.
When you're a sports fan, it's kind of like having a new love interest. You want to know all about them. Only instead of learning about someone's third-grade crush, you want to know the latest scores, stats, and lineups. To get that, you need Cox Internet. Cox gives you that window to look deeply into your beloved team's soul, not to mention their injury list. Cox, we're sports 24/7. Learn more at cox.com/sports.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections. When it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Everyone knows that Dakota Mac is known for their great rates on long-term fixed ag real estate loans. But just how long-term are they? Well, even longer term than your first ride on the Gravitron at the county fair. And even longer term than the line to buy the corn dog you definitely shouldn't have eaten before you got on the Gravitron. Oof, so long-term.
Hi, it's Nick Renault with Dakota Mac. Call me at 308-380-7564 to learn about our competitive 30-year fixed rates on ag real estate loans.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. Stanford punched their ticket for the College World Series. They bested UConn earlier today, and the last ticket to be punched, Auburn with a 2-1 lead on Oregon State. They are in the third inning up in Corvallis. The winner of that game will round out the 8-team field. The game times were just announced within the last hour. The whole thing will get started with Oklahoma against Texas A&M, renewing an old Big 12 rivalry and soon to be an SEC rivalry.
Yes.
How weird is that?
Really weird. I was telling you before we started this show, I saw an article where the SEC softball is already trying to claim Oklahoma and Texas, probably because they only got one team in.
Right.
But it's like they're already, they're going to raise the bar or even make it even more challenging for SEC softball. But it's like, okay, I mean, you got one team in this year.
Good for you. Good for the SEC. That's why you probably a lot of people are probably pulling for Oregon State to knock Auburn out here tonight. Auburn was here just a couple of years ago in Omaha for that. There was a report on CBS Sports today that OU and Texas are looking to leave the Big 12 and join the SEC by 2024. Their television deal with the Big 12 goes through 2025. But reports out that 2024 might be their time to jump, so maybe 2 more years as member of the Big 12 Conference. Speaking of softball, there are some big news for the Huskers today with Courtney Wallace.
Courtney Wallace announcing that she will utilize that extra year of eligibility and come back for one final season. So she put out a cool video on her social media, and she's interning this summer for the communications department and was helping out with the football internal media day shoot, was getting us players when I requested an interview. So it's crazy. Normally I'm interviewing Courtney, but I was actually going to her to make my interview request. But no, she's really enjoyed getting to know her over the last year and glad she'll be back. And it's a huge Huge get for Nebraska softball also to have her coming back. So I got a chance to chat with her about that decision and also winning the Gold Glove Award. Here with Courtney Wallace. Well, you're coming back. The announcement is out. It's official. Take me through the decision.
Mostly it had to do with, I mean, I'm at home, 45 minutes away, and everything that Nebraska has to offer from academics to resources. And obviously we had a great run over the spring, so that was just something that I decided, and I talked with Ravel, and, you know, I'm excited to come back and represent Nebraska. So,
yeah, getting back to the postseason, you said was a goal. You wanted to get Nebraska back. To get there and then to be able to come back and have another shot to go back to back. How special is that?
I'm really excited. I mean, I feel like our goals were to win Big Tens, and then we kind of didn't have much after that. So, like, to be able to revamp what we want to do and how we, now that we know how to get there, I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, how do you build on that? This is success that you had this year. Not settle for what you did, but continue to grow and get better.
Yeah, I think the additions we're adding, the 8 freshmen or 7 freshmen, and the fact that I'm coming back on the mound, and then we have KK and Maya as well. I think just expanding our knowledge a little more. I mean, Maya was the only one that knew what postseason was like, and now there's 12 of us that know. So just keeping our standards the same and working hard.
Well, congratulations. The news came out a couple weeks ago. You are one of the first Gold Glove winners. Rawlings softball announced that they're going to be handing those awards out to softball players this year. The very first one, you were the first pitcher to ever win a Gold Glove softball award. How special was that when you got that news?
Yeah, that was exciting. I mean, I didn't even know that NFCA had partnered with Rawlings. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I interned upstairs in the communications department, and they were kind of like all being secretive, so I didn't really know what was going on. But honestly, I'm just blessed. I mean, that's a shout out to Ravel and Sipple and hand drills and everything we do for pitching.
Yeah, I mean, for defense, for a pitcher, how important is that to be good at that and be able to field your position?
Yeah, it's super important. I mean, I'm a drop ball pitcher, so a lot of balls get hit back at me, and sometimes the defensive we play, our defense is back, and I'm the only one that can get there. So I think that's probably the most important part of what I do on the mound.
You were also on the All Big Ten defensive team as well, so racking up the defensive awards. Do you take pride in that? I mean, is that something that, hey, I'm going to knock down every ball that comes out? Because we've seen it make some big differences even in the postseason for some other teams.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in being able to fill my position. I mean, I'm not just a pitcher, I'm an athlete, so that's one of my big things about being a pitcher, yeah.
And was that something that you always have been good at, or is it something you had to work on, or how did that process come to be where you were so good at fielding your position?
I think I've kind of always been good at it, but it wasn't as emphasized as it was until I got here and I started to throw a drop ball. But yeah, I think I've always kind of been good at it. I don't know. I think so.
Speaking to the athlete part of it, but it's not just you that's really good defensively. I mean, this whole team, you got a lot of people behind you as well. As a pitcher, what does that do for you?
I mean, that only helps me and builds my confidence. For the catching, it allows me to throw my changeup in the dirt, and I know that balls are going to be fielded. I'm kind of like a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, and if I get a strikeout, it happens. But my goal is to roll a ground ball or get a double play for them, so that's very comforting knowing that they're behind me.
A lot of emphasis was put on the fact that this team could hit it and hit a lot of home runs, but how big is the defensive part to this program, to Nebraska softball?
Yeah, I think that honestly is what kept us in a lot of ball games when we didn't show up offensively. Defensively, I know that's something we worked on a lot, plus offensive, but you got to win. You got to have both to win good big games, so that was important part of the season.
So now that you know, because last year you knew you had the potential to have another year, now that you know that this is it, how are you approaching everything from here on out?
Honestly, we started workouts a couple weeks ago, and I've just been trying to live in the moment. I mean, I'm not trying to make too big of a deal about what I'm doing or where I'm at, but just enjoying my time with my teammates because, you know, this doesn't last forever, and just enjoying every workout, whether I'm dying or not, but just enjoying everything that I can here.
The success that you had last year, how confident, how much can you take that into next year, into your last year?
Yeah, offensively, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I feel like I left off on a good note, and defensively as well. So just honestly keeping working. Like, I know what I need to do, and I know what we need, and that's 200 more innings, so that's what I'm going to work in condition for, so I'm excited.
And what about doing it without Liv now? And you were team captain. I'm sure you're going to be in that role again. You'll have to have another leader beside you. How do you evolve that part of it as well?
Yeah, I think Liv's done a good job of mentoring also, so I'm not too worried about who's going to step up next to me, but I'm going to miss her. She'll still be there, but it'll just be a little in a different role. But I think we'll be okay. I'm really hoping that the juniors, they're going to step up, and they're excited as well. They've already been texting me about it, and it's only the summertime, so I think we're ready.
For those of you guys that are watching this interview, we're in front of football trophies. You are interning with the communications office. You had said that. Tell us about that and why you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I my hopeful future dream job would be to SID somewhere. I want to stay in sports, and I texted our SID Cassidy and asked her about it, and they had an opening, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it and see how it goes, but I really enjoy it so far.
You're working a little bit with a football team. How much fun is it? How much are you learning doing it?
Yeah, honestly, a lot. There's a lot going on, but right now they're doing photos and videos, so it's pretty interesting to watch, and there are a lot of creative people here in the football department.
Last thing I got for you, because, World Series wrapping up, Women's College World Series, we saw just the tremendous growth in the game. Mentioned the first time that Rawlings is sponsoring the Gold Glove, just all of these things that are happening for the sport of softball. What does that mean to you as an athlete of college softball?
I mean, it's awesome to watch. I remember when I first got to college, people would watch softball, but it wasn't nearly as big as it was. There's over 12,000 people watching on TV. There's 12,000 people there. It's super exciting to watch the game grow and honestly to be a part of it and to have an impact on the game as well.
Appreciate your time. Congratulations on everything. We'll let you get back to work. I know they're waiting on you. So best of luck and thanks again.
Thank you.
How about that story that, she's interning in the communications department. They get a heads up on when athletes win awards. Yeah. And so she was up there in the office and people were being a little secretive with her.
That's funny. That's funny. She did a great job helping out with the football media days, the internal football media days last week. She got a bright future. Whatever she wants to do, she's going to be just fine.
I keep telling her she needs to be like an analyst for,
she'd be good.
TV, for ESPN. I think she'd be good because you have a perspective of being a pitcher, but also she hits. Not many pitchers hit, and then really good defender, but is well spoken and is a great leader. I think she'd provide a great perspective, but we'll see. She's still trying to figure out what she wants to do. She wants to be in sports, but she's got a year to figure it out.
Good for her. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Phone lines, text lines open and available for you. 402-413-2400. Back with more of the show coming up.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, I'm Nebraska Pick 3.
I'm My Day.
I'm 2x2. We're 3 great lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery.
And this is our first radio spot ever.
But we've only got 30 seconds.
So we gotta talk fast.
With Nebraska Pick 3, you get to choose your own bet type.
With My Day, you choose a 6-digit date.
And 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize.
And we're all just $1 per play with drawings every day.
That was easy.
And we did great.
With 8 seconds to spare. We should be doing all the lottery's ads.
Sorry, that gig is already taken. Must be 19, please play responsibly.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday join us for another encore presentation of Sports Nightly, featuring our favorite content from the past season of Nebraska athletics. We have a first hour chock full of Huskers hoops, as we'll hear from women's head coach Amy Williams, men's head coach Fred Hoiberg, and Huskers Hall of Famer Mortice Ivy. In our second hour, Nicklin Hames joins us to talk about her return to Nebraska and her new role for the 2022 season. Lindsey Krause will wrap up the show as she heads into her sophomore year. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
The 2022 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need you in Memorial Stadium this fall. A customizable Husker football 3-game mini plan is on sale now for only $180. To purchase your 2022 Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111. Go Big Red!
Shop Woodhouse Ford first and experience the difference. The all-new 2022 Bronco Sport is built wild for the thrill seeker, the sightseer, and the day tripper. A capable and dependable SUV that's ready to tackle the dirt, dust, and mud. Bronco Sport offers 4 models to match the way you explore the outdoors. Shop, finance, and buy your way. Online at WoodhouseFord.com or one of our 3 convenient Ford locations in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
At Great Western Bank, they are committed to your community. With all the local decisions and personal attention of a hometown community bank, they also have the convenience of a bigger bank. It's the best of both, so you can bank with your neighbors and your friends. Great Western Bank wishes all area teams a safe and successful season. Great Western Bank, member FDIC.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major. Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Monday night. Husker sports is officially done for the 2021/2022 school year. It ended with the NCAA track and field championships over the weekend. All 11 Huskers that went to Eugene, Oregon finished at least in the top 20. That's pretty impressive. All
Really
11 of them did.
And the highest finish for the women's team in a while.
Yeah, had a second place and a third place. Jenna
Yep.
Rogers got 6th, I think, in the high
well,
jump.
I think she was tied for 6. I don't know if that means, but she was top 8, so she's All-American.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, it was awesome for them.
So congratulations to all of them for going out there and competing so well and representing the N. And but that closes the books on this academic year and athletic competitions for Husker sports. The only thing left in college is the College World Series, which gets going on Friday. Then we'll flip the page and get ready for the fall sports, which includes Husker football. And time to tell you that you have a great chance to customize a 3-game mini package It's on sale now for $180. This is where you get to choose 3 groups, games in September, October, November. In September, you can pick between the North Dakota and the Georgia Southern game. In October, either Illinois or Indiana. And in November, either Wisconsin or Minnesota. You get to pick and mix and match a game from each of those months. Seating will be located in the north and south end zones, and you can customize your own package by visiting huskers.com/tickets. Again, huskers.com/tickets. $180 for a ticket. Great plan for somebody who's on a tight budget. Aren't we all right now with gas prices the way they are? And if you can't make it to 7 home games but still want to support the Big Red and come watch some college football. So get on there, huskers.com/tickets. Pretty cool deal. All right, need to slip in our final break of the night and then come back and wrap up tonight's show. We've got our weekend winners coming your way on the other side. Come on back and join us. Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sap Brothers. For 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska. Providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Visit the truck experts at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair for all your new Ram truck needs. From the most awarded light-duty truck in America, the 2022 Ram 1500, to the hardworking and capable 2022 Ram 2500, we have the truck to get the job done. Stop out for a test drive in Blair during the Make the Switch event or shop, finance, and buy online with eShop at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advanced agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Back for a final few minutes here of our Monday edition of Sports Nightly. This is where we like to kind of recap the weekend with our winners from the weekend. Anything stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about it a little bit, but I got to give it up to the ladies of Nebraska track and field, the ones that went out showed out. It was fun to watch. I was actually watching, and it was really cool. Maddie Harris just threw the javelin, and it was in the first round, and I mean, it was like a bomb. It was so far, and you knew that she had nailed it by then. But what was cool is the shot putter, Axelina, was throwing right next to her, and so when she threw it,
they came and hugged.
She saw her,
Yeah.
and she was in the middle of throwing hers, and so it was just a cool moment to get to see them celebrating each other. And third place for Axelina, she's a freshman, going to have big things. Maddie Harris, I believe, is a sophomore, and then Jenna Rogers, who we had on the show, is bubbly and had so much fun with her in studio. She's an All-American, so great finish for them. And I did find it the highest finish since 2006.
Very good.
It was fun to watch all of that unfold.
Yeah, to get a second and a third. So if you were in like Olympic times, you'd have a silver and a gold, or a silver and a bronze.
Yeah,
with those two. That's
and just again, young athletes that have bright futures and could potentially be competing in the Olympics one day. So for them to, in college track and field, a lot of times those are the athletes that you see go compete in the Olympics. So for these athletes to be among the best already, potentially have a future to be competing for Team USA.
Because you've got, and plus college track and field has an awful lot of foreign athletes that are here. So you've got some athletes that are winning NCAA championships that will compete for a different country. They won't even necessarily be at the USA track and field trials.
But a lot of times the best of the best track and field athletes are competing at these national championships for NCAA. So big for them to be among the best finishers here this year.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. I asked the guys on the other side if they had any weekend winners, and Cole said he wants to give a tip of the cap to Rory McIlroy, who won the Canadian Open. He is a repeat winner. He's won back-to-back Canadian Opens. The last Canadian Open was 2019. They didn't have it in 20 because of COVID. They didn't have it in 21 because Canada was still pretty well locked down last summer, so they didn't have it. So Rory won it in 19, and he's the most recent champion here in 2022. So
and what did he say? He threw a shot at.
He did.
Greg Norman?
It was Rory's 21st PGA title. He goes, that's one more than some other guy, which was Greg Norman, who won 20 PGA titles.
Hey, this U.S. Open's going to be pretty fascinating.
Sure is. It starts Thursday right outside of Boston, where the U.S. Open is going to be taking place there. My weekend winner, we had her on earlier in the hour. It's Courtney Wallace. Her decision to come back. Husker softball fans are delighted. She's coming back using that COVID year, one more year to come back and play for the Big Red.
Huge. I mean, and just the fact that she was a leader, but a tremendous pitcher. And I think they'll for sure add a pitcher from the transfer portal. We'll pay close attention to that. And, I had Coach Ravella in studio to tape this Title IX podcast last week, and she was talking about how when she was here in studio about this time a year ago, she's really excited about a player by the name of Maya Felder. Well, that worked out pretty well for the Huskers, and she'll be back again. So hopefully they'll hit the jackpot again in the portal and get a pitcher, because they have some stud freshmen coming in to add to already a young lineup that did pretty well and got some postseason experience. So add that with Courtney, the experience in the circle, and adding hopefully another arm. Could be big things ahead for Nebraska softball.
Boy, do we have a show lined up for you tomorrow night. Chubba Purdy is going to be here, one of the new quarterback transfers for the Huskers. It's the one quarterback we really haven't talked to in the last 6 months, so looking forward to hearing from him. There's a rumor John Baylor is going to make an appearance.
Ooh.
We haven't heard hiding her hair from JB in about 6 months, but may be able to lasso him tomorrow to come talk some Husker volleyball. And another member of the 2022 Nebraska Hall of Fame, Bill Straub, the longtime bowling coach, is going to join us to talk about being enshrined in the 2022 class.
That's a lineup.
That sounds like a lineup, right?
That is a lineup. Tune in for that.
For June 14th, Chubba, JB, Bill Straub. Woo!
I mean, if that's not an all-star lineup, I don't know what is.
Pretty strong. Pretty strong. That'll be tomorrow night here on the program. Our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brand, 16 convenient location. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. The only question will be, will JB ride the bike if he's coming into the studio tomorrow night?
Not if he has the grandbaby with
well, that's
him.
true. He may have a little
Unless he
toddler.
has a seat on the back connected to the bike.
We have volunteered Andrew to watch the little toddler while JB joins us.
Does JB know that? He might not
Yes, he
come
does.
in.
He was all for it. That's good. Thanks to Andrew and Cole and all of you. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Fuel your curiosities and inspire your lifeblood with the first ever Mazda CX-50. Available now at both Woodhouse Mazda locations. The remarkably intuitive standard all-wheel drive Mazda CX-50 is responsive, making the driver's connection to the road natural across a wide variety of driving scenarios. An interior where form and function meet, making the cabin luxurious and durable. See the first ever CX-50 online at WoodhouseMazda.com or in the showroom in Bellevue or at Woodhouse Place off 144th and Giles Road.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots. And we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go is mealtime made easy. Just order delicious meals online for convenient curbside pickup or have it delivered. Want breakfast? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Need lunch? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Doing dinner? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Get pancakes, burgers, fried chicken, lasagna, Hai-Chai Asian dishes, sushi, pizza, and more. If you're craving it, Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go has it with curbside pickup or delivery. Order to